Now, in this part of the city, we are going to see that this is happy, this is colorful, there are lots of souvenirs and lots of places for you to discover on your own. Mainly these houses that are the typical houses from La Boca, that are like this one on the right. You see the metal, corrugated metal?
Oh, yeah.
There on the right there are two. These corrugated metal houses are the typical houses in this neighborhood. Immigrants that came to live here had no money to build their houses. They pick up which it was left at the pier. So for example, things came from Europe, like cars, in wooden boxes on the ships. Wooden boxes were left at the pier, that is here, the original port of the city was here. So immigrants used to take that wood to build. Or this corrugated metal was the ballast of the ships. Many times was left at the pier and taken by the immigrants to build, okay? So the houses were square houses with one big patio in the middle, all the rooms surrounding the patio, one bathroom and no kitchen. Families used to cook in the rooms. Imagine cooking in a room that is made of wood. They set on fire, very, very common. It was very common for these houses to set on fire. So in this neighborhood you will see lots of references to firemen, because the first volunteer fire station was born in La Boca to protect the immigrants with the common fires that they had on these metal houses. We have a name for these houses. We call them conventillo. That means like little convents, because like in a convent everybody knew each other and they share their lives, okay? And in this neighborhood there is one street that is this one that is at the corner on the left.
¿No quieres pararte allá adelante donde
Sí, es lo que voy a hacer. Creo que es ahí de la...
Excelente. This corner on the left is this street called Caminito. Caminito means little street or small street. You see this one now on the left? You see that all the houses are colorful metal and wooden houses? Many of these houses are not longer private homes anymore. They became ateliers.
Ah, bueno.
So there are lots of artists that work there. They feel inspired with the colors of this neighborhood. So they come here and do their paintings, and then they sell all those pieces of art in the area. Okay, so it's happy, it's nice, it's a fun place to visit. It's in the middle of a humble neighborhood. Probably you noticed so far. So I will tell you this, which are the suggested areas for you to walk around. Okay.
Oh, that's cute. Oh my God, look at the empanadas. Mate. Mate alpaca. I wonder if it's shaped. La madre.
To make the play.
That was nice. Oh, we can do the tango. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness, very interesting. Look at the tango. Wow. I love it.
Trabajos muy lindos, piezas únicas.
You make them?
No, this one.
Ah,
78
that's
years
the
old.
artist.
Yeah.
70. Oh, God bless him. Wow. Wow. Beautiful.
Oh,
Very imaginative.
dentista, ¿no?
Yeah. Very.
It'd be nice if somebody's dancing there.
Oh, they could. They're dancing. Look, you can take photographs with your face. Hi! You look gorgeous. Hard work. They're gonna need an ice cream after this. They're setting up.
The one that you smoke?
Oh, music and wine. El samovar de Rasputin. It's 11 o'clock and they're just starting. Because it's a Sunday, and she was saying usually people wake up at 10 o'clock and then they have brunch and then they get to work, I guess. Argentinian beef. I'm sure we're going to try it.
Tenemos las carnes, el asado, linda,
Yeah.
bienvenida. Asado, carne, tango, mate. Ven para los días, vamos a
It's
la
got
luz.
everything.
Ahí está.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Look at the colorful tiles. You take a little paint and what's ordinary becomes fun. Uh-oh. I caught them.
Jaime Max. 350. Jaime Max. Jaime Max.
Wow. Look how unique. Wow.
It's leather.
This is American ostrich. And where do you get the American ostrich? That you have here in
Sí, en el sur de Argentina.
in Argentina. This is his work. He makes all these. What are the other ones? What kind of bone? What
No, este es deer horn.
deer horn? Here, Argentina.
El centro de Argentina. La Pampa, Santa Fe.
Oh, ¿qué es su nombre?
Mi nombre,
Yeah.
Lucas.
Lucas, beautiful. Very original. These are the tools that he uses. Wow.
And this,
And from that you make this. Wow.
la transformación. Same bone.
The same bone.
Sí.
From the same bone. I think I'm gonna get this one.
Cuestiones, preguntas, ¿está bien? Cualquier
Yes.
consulta,
Yes.
sí.
Nice purchase.
Knife
Cuchillos,
cuchillos.
yes.
Y es lucasfalsetti36@gmail.
Oh, muchas
Perfecto.
gracias, Lucas. Oh, look at that. Wow. Aquarius is canela. Wait, I'm an Aquarius. Patchouli. Oh, I don't like patchouli. Oh, but it's purple. I love purple. Okay, let's see. Cannabis. Interesting. Muy interesante. You just light it and like.
Exacto, se enciende
Wow.
y larga olor.
Oh, more. Oh, wow. Interesting. Gracias, muchas gracias. Look at that. You pay to take your photograph. He's got style. Not bad. would do it. Ooh la la. All these nooks and crannies. The Pope on alpaca. Oh. Oh my God, that looks so pretty. You can go crazy here. Look at all his work. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. It's the sexiest dance ever. Oh gosh. Perfection. I would pay a lot of money to see this in a production, and here it's free, right on the street. Oh my God. I'm mesmerized. If you're not in love before seeing this dance, you're gonna be at the end. I don't know where you're gonna love, but you're gonna love someone. Oh my God, that was awesome. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias.
Where are you from?
New York. Are you guys Argentinians?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was so beautiful. I swear to God, you're gonna make everybody fall in love. This is the sexiest dance ever. Thank you so much. What are your names?
Nicolás and
Say that again.
Nicolás and
Oh, beautiful. Are you guys professional? What do? You perform at night?
Yeah. We are professionals.
Yeah, of course. I mean, shows.
And we performance all the day here in Caminito, and it's the night in the Casa de Tango.
Where?
Tango in the Casa de Tango, barrio.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. Look at that. I'm glad I came on the other side. Wow. Is that the Greek flag? Look how many popes. First the football player and then the Pope. Oh yeah, it is the Greek flag. Cerveza. Hola. That's my flag, my country. Greece. Greece.
Greece?
Yeah. Yeah.
Greece.
Oh my God, it's such an interesting place to walk. Fun. Look how innovative. They're taking bottles and they're making them into clocks. Wow. So imaginative. Look at the tango.
Cuando estás lejos de mí, te quiero, dulce vida de mi vida, solo mía, siempre mía. Tengo miedo de perderte, de pensar y de verte, porque salva brutal, porque me haré desangrar, y en cada beso te siento desmayar, sin embargo me atormento, porque
oh my God, look at this beef. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Tango all over the place. And we have to go.
Me to come to La Boca and to see how happy, in spite of the crisis, how happy Argentinians are and the ability to celebrate they have. And that's nice to see. It is great to see the ability to be so resilient, let's say, to be able to cope with this terrible stuff along their history too. Anyway, folks, our next stop will be the area where we got on the bus near the presidential palace. Over there, we're going to, well, first, if we're lucky, we're going to find a place so Jose, our driver, can park the bus. And then at 6, so the tango lesson will be, let's say, we will divide the group to nobody can go more than one day at a time, right? Nobody. No matter how much we want it. So we will talk about next day at the end of a day, right? So you know how to dress, what to pack, you know, so you have an idea of tomorrow, and we'll talk about tomorrow's schedule too, right? But that's a plan. First, let's meet. Let's say I don't care about the tango lesson. Then
the name of this river is Riachuelo. You see that there on the right and ahead, the Riachuelo flows. That part of the river where it flows, we call it the mouth of the river, okay? When you translate the mouth into English, into Spanish, is La Boca. That is the reason why this neighborhood is called La Boca, because of the mouth of the river, okay? Now here on the left, you're going to see other face of Buenos Aires. That is a very humble face. This type of neighborhoods, you can find them anywhere in Latin America, like shanty towns, or we have different names for them depending on the country that you visit. For us, they are called Villa de Emergencia. If you go to Brazil, they are called favelas. When you go to Chile, they are called Población Callampa. The same type of neighborhoods that grow every time we go through a financial crisis. Very common to see. Our last financial crisis was in the year 2001. After that, this type of neighborhoods started growing in the city. We went into that very big financial crisis because of a terrible president that we had in the 90s. That was such a bad president that nowadays it's bad luck to say his name. So imagine what a bad president he was. People don't say the name because it's bad luck. This guy, we are going to call him you know who. But we won't say the name. This guy wanted $1 to be 1 peso. That is very expensive for the economies of the South American countries. You need to have money to buy dollars for $1 to be 1 peso. So in order to have the money, you know who privatized all the national companies. Everything that was national became private, like telephone or gas or petrol, the airline, the airport, all the services, they were national and they became private. They had the money to buy the dollars. $1 was 1 peso. This affected the local industry because it was very difficult for this industry, our local industry, to compete with the cheap prices of the things made in Taiwan. So most of our factories that were here on the left closed during the 90s, and we have over 25% of unemployment, and that was the official number, which means that it probably was higher than that. So the reality in the society was divided in middle and high class that were happy because their salaries were in dollars, and low class that had no jobs, okay, and long lines of people waiting to see if they can get one lousy job with a very low salary. The following president, you know who, is the one that had the crisis, because by the time he took office, nothing left to privatize, no more money to keep on buying dollars, and suddenly a rumor started that the banks were not going to be able to give the people their deposits, their savings. And we save in dollars, middle class people. High class people don't have their savings in this country. Low class people don't have savings. And if they have savings, they save in the local currency, in pesos. But middle class people, because of the inflation that we always have, we save in dollars in the bank. So one day you're right. It was totally crazy. We don't even remember their names, okay? You go to bed, which is the president? Carlos. Yes, Carlos. You wake up and make this country a little bit more reliable for international investments. So many companies decided to open offices here, and many industries decided to open factories here that keep on giving the economy a push. We started selling lots of crops to Europe. We needed something bigger. We hired an architect that was called Eduardo Madero. So he designed this port that was named after him. So it's called Puerto Madero. You will see that it's parallel to the shore. You see we have where we are brick buildings that were the warehouses of the port. Then we have the docks, and on the other side we have more buildings, okay? This on the right, that street has right in the middle a swing bridge. And there you can see the water already, okay? That is one of the docks. So imagine loading in the warehouse number 3 of the dock number 4. You needed to cross all the others before. It took forever. So it didn't last long, only 30 years. After that, the government decided to make another port, bigger, faster. All this became the backyard of the city, and abandoned, ugly, and dirty parts of Buenos Aires that nobody used to visit. Then we went through this financial crisis, and after that, this started growing, changing. The brick buildings that were here were refurbished and restored, and if you see on the other side, there are new buildings. Every time more new buildings, okay? None of those buildings that you see on the other side is more than 15, 16 years old, okay? That is what happened after that crisis. All those towers that you see on the other side, 10 years old, 4 years old, 7 years old, new. After that big crisis when the city started improving. And if you see, this is totally different than what we've seen already. It's different than downtown and the big boulevard that we drove at the very beginning. It's different than the May Square with the European historical buildings. It's different than San Telmo with all the narrow streets that we saw. And it's different than La Boca, colorful but humble, okay? This is one of the trendy neighborhoods in the city. Best restaurants in town, not McDonald's particularly, but best restaurants in town are here. Lots of pubs where people go for drinks by night, and nightclubs. There are museums. There are really nice malls and shops where you can go to shopping. Nice hotels in that area, okay? Green areas where people can do sports. So you kind of have everything on the other side. And there on the left, you will suddenly see the pink house. So we are right behind downtown. We are there, okay? Now look at that ship on the right. This is a museum. It used to be a school ship that sailed all over the world training the sailors, and now it's a museum. And the white bridge that is there on the right, made by a very famous Spanish architect called Santiago Calatrava. It's called the Woman Bridge because all the streets in this neighborhood are named after famous Argentinian women. All the streets. So this is nice, this is safe, this is pretty, this is clean, this is modern, and this is near. That's why it's much more expensive than to live anywhere else in the city. They are weak green, and they use all the little bits, you know? But what I think is the biggest difference is the way people connect with each other. You know, in La Boca, you still, old style, you know knock on your neighbor's door. I forgot that I have this doctor appointment and my mother is busy, she cannot take care of my children. Bring them, they play with my kids. You trust your neighbor. You know the name of the butcher, the name of the lady that sells vegetables. You have a relationship with that. Go every day. Right? Here in Puerto Madero is different. People don't know each other. When you go to buy something, you just go to the supermarket and that's it. You know, people don't connect in the same way that in neighborhoods like in La Boca that still have that, but it's so interesting, you know, about people getting along with each other.
Yes,
So now we are back in the historical center of the city.
The president just arrived. Good timing. That's right, there he is. Oh, that was fast.
Ya te saludo hoy. Saludo Perónito.
I think I missed it. He's going by car. Looking.
Good is ointment.
Yeah.
That's great. What are they?
Historical background for the testimony that we're going to have today. If you have traveled with OAT before, I'm sure you will be more familiar with this. But there's also some pieces of information that you need to have so you get it better. Let's say the better you can, because again, coming from the States, there's no way you can imagine what it is, right? Because it's a different story, a different environment, and so let me tell you this, right? And please don't take it personal, but you as a country are deeply involved, right? But again, no hard feelings, right? So don't take it personal. But this is the thing. At the end of the 70s, at the end of the 60s, all the 70s, all the 80s, there was a dictatorship in every single South American country. When we think of dictatorships, all us inhabitants of the Western world, we think of Stalin, we think of Castro, we think of Mao, we think of the, let's say, of the Reds. But the dictatorships in South America back then were all from the right wing. The worst of the cases were the Chilean case and the Argentinian case. The Argentinian case is famous because of the disappeared and the mothers and the diapers and all that, right? But the Chilean case is the pinnacle of craziness in human history. I know. Dale, por favor, Julián, dale nomás.
Tea, raise the hand.
So, who wants the tea?
I'll take tea here.
Oh, you got tea?
That's the president doing the State of the Union address. But he's not in the pink building, he's in the Congress.